Hello there, Justin Chariot here with you today with Valid8. Today we're going to go over part 2 of our protocol engine tutorial, and that's going to cover running an application. So I have us here on the home screen to start, and we can see here in our recently used list we have the SIP conformance self-test, and this is the test we're going to run. However, I want to go ahead and walk us through finding it through the run menu. So on the run menu we have a list of all the products that are available under our license. This is going to be different depending on what exactly we have purchased. So for our purposes, we're going to go ahead and just navigate to the SIP conformance. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to run a self-test. The purpose of running a self-test is to make sure everything's running correctly before we run an actual test. So we see here we have a list of the different self-tests. We have the ICE self-test, the WebSocket self-test, but we're just going to go ahead and run the standard self-test here. So to load the test, we're just going to click load. And while we're waiting for this, we're going to go set up our Wireshark for the packet capture. To do that, we just need to navigate to the Manage tab. And we can scroll down. And we'll find under Capture the option for remote capture. There's just going to be some text listed here that we're going to need to copy and paste into our command prompt. So we'll just copy it, open up the command prompt, and paste it in. Now this is for external zero. In a future lesson we'll explain the usefulness of using external zero, but for now we're just going to take it out and replace it with all, so that we capture all of the packets. And we do it there, and one more time here, and change external zero to all. Okay, and when we hit enter, it will just load our Wireshark with the desired settings. And here we are. And we're going to go ahead and set up the SIP filter. We're going to put a filter for just the SIP protocol packets, and it's just going to list those here. Alright, so back to the application. Everything's loaded now. We're just going to walk through all the different settings that we can deal with before we run the test. First, there's the configuration section. We're not going to get too into detail here. I'm just going to point out that this is where the configuration section is, and we will get back to this in a later lesson. Below, we'll find the test map. Here's where all the test cases will show after they've run. We'll have a green steady indicator for tests that have passed and a red indicator for the tests that have failed. Below here, we have to select our test suite. For this test, SIP protocol is the only option, but for some of the other tests, there will be other options, and you just need to check the relevant protocol. Next, we're going to generate some documentation. Clicking this will just bring us to a page that has quite a bit of information about the tests we're going to run. It has the reference right here. It's also going to list all the different test cases and some MSC arrow charts for the tests. We just scroll down a little bit to the parameters. Here we have functions related to time. We have the test timeout, the test gap, the test stagger, and these are all measured in milliseconds. These sliders allow us to change how much of the time. So right here we're gonna just play around with it a little bit. We're gonna change. So right now we're at about 31 seconds. And below that, we'll find our test cases. We have the ability to choose all of them, none of them, or to just select the ones that we want to run. In this case, the test we want to run is a register to the user agent, transfer register request to registrar, and it's this one right here. If we want to view the MSC arrow chart, it's this icon right here. It just shows us got a basic register, 200 OK, deactivate, pretty basic test. So we're just going to click that one to highlight it, and then scroll back up here to the run button. Click the run button, and it's going to run the test. As we can see here, we have a solid green indicator, which shows that the test was completed successfully. If we were going to have other tests running, they would be listed out here to the right. And if we wanted to view just the one test, we would click the individual test to view the event report. If we want to view all of the tests that are listed here, we go up here and we select events that way. But we just have the one test, so we're just going to click it here. And this is just showing the events. We see all passes. Everything is good here. Register, 200 received, deactivated. Alright, other things we can view. Here's the dashboard. This is just going to give us some statistics on the test as it ran. This can be viewed also as the test is still running. Here we can see the call attempts, call stops. You can also view the report. Here we see if we have a green thumbs up. We knew that already because we had the green indicator, but this is just saying it again here. Down here below we have an overview, pretty much just the summary of everything that happened. We see 4 passes, no fails. It's perfect, that's what we wanted to see. PCO trace. This is going to give us the ability to look at the packets and filter them in certain ways. For example, if we want to see the transfer requests, we can filter them out this way. Or if we want to see the state changes, we can just go here and select state. And the last thing we want to check is the Wireshark that we set up earlier. It was capturing the packets. We had selected to filter out just the SIP protocol, and we see here exactly what we expected. The packets related to that, the register 200 OK, and that's perfect. We'll go ahead and stop the test. If we wanted to save this, we would do file save as. That's not really necessary for us now, so we're just going to quit without saving. And so that pretty much does it for the test. The test has been ran, the results have been analyzed, and now we're ready to just unload the application.
Well, that's it for today's lesson. Have a great day.